and welcome to Bubba Rocks Media. This is the Rising Band series, my favorite, and I'm super, super excited to be joined by a new favorite band of mine, coming from Finland with millions of streams on Spotify, and have shared the stage with Kiss, Heat, and Deep Purple, toured all over Europe and the UK, and they're coming back to the UK, I believe, in a couple of weeks. So yay, welcome to Shiraz Lane, and we have Hannes with us. Hi.
Hello.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It means a lot. I'm excited for this.
Oh, I'm very happy, and also I'm very happy. Kiss, Heat, epic bands that we've been able to play with. So we're happy to be a part of that group.
I know. I couldn't believe that either. And really great bands to be up there with as well. And like I said, I'm new to your band. Now my partner, he knows your band, and he was introducing me to some of the songs. So we'll talk about that in a minute. And then I was actually listening away for the past week. I've just been rocking out, listening away. And I have to say, I am officially a fan and very, very excited to have come across you guys. And what I love as well, what I notice about your tunes are, first of all, they're upbeat, they're fun, but they also have depth and meaning behind the lyrics, which I love. And to me, the most important of all is melody. And I love the melody you guys have. So just as a new fan, and to more new fans who will be watching this as well, I'd love to hear from you as to how you describe your sound, and also who are you a fan of that has helped to shape and create the sound that you've now created?
Well, first of all, welcome to the family. It's happy to hear that we have a new fan on board. And what you just said, melody is key. Melody and riff mix. So the drums and the vocals, they have to dance together. And that's a very solid part of Shiraz Lane. So, okay, asking me to describe, let's just say peace, love, and rock and roll. Because ever since the beginning, when we really started taking this more seriously, without being overly serious, of course, it was in 2015 when I figured out that I can actually speak my mind through our music, our lyrics, and it's mainly me and Mikko, our guitar player. Lead rhythm guitar player. We write the most of the lyrics together, and it's very important for us to speak our mind. So yes, we have fun with the songs, but also I can't be a party rock band only, because there's so much more to life for me than just girls, and just the basic things. I'm not saying that that's bad or wrong, but that just never resonated with me. And so to express myself in this way, and that's the combination of the lyrics combined with the melodies and the theme of the songs, they all have to go entwine with each other within a song. And that's what then creates this magical moment for the listener to actually hear my soul when I sing. So peace, love, and rock and roll with death. That's what we're going for. And I'm very happy to hear this, that these are actually things that you, as a new fan, that you recognize this in our music, because I feel like it's something that separates us from many bands. We've got our unique style.
Absolutely. Even for me, like, music has always been something that I connect with to help with all kinds of things, over the decades, just things you go through in life. I find music is always healing and therapeutic, and to connect with, a band that are doing things that, it just, gets into your soul. And that means everything to me. There needs to be substance, and quality within a song, and meaning. And then to know that you're using your platform to reach out and help people as well. Because I did pick up on like mental health awareness as well, which, thank you for that. I think that's powerful, and needed and valued within music, that not a lot of other artists do, but there are ones that do, and I'm always happy to see them. And that actually leads me on to the new song that's out at the minute, Plastic Heart. And just from your perspective, I'm always fascinated by how a song is created as well. Just, with the genius behind it. I just find musicians in general wizards, right? What you guys can create and come up with to connect to somebody. So I'd love from this song's perspective, how did you come up with it basically? Was it just yourself? Was it co-written? How did the song come about itself?
Well, the theme of the song came from a discussion that I had that was very non-inspiring with the person that I'm actually... the archetype of person that I'm singing about, telling me within the conversation that they are better than others. They are beyond average and blah, blah, blah. And that always, of course, makes me smile, because if you have to start the discussion by telling me how smart you are, that's a great sign. So that's where the theme came from. But, I think... As you said, you've also been in contact with people like this. A leech is not this is actually quite a energy leech. Let's go with that. And that's where the theme came from. And the cool thing about this album in general, so you're a new fan, and for the new fans listening to this, we've been around for a while. Actually, half of my life now, as we started in 2011. And now it's 2025. So we've recorded now our fourth album and a couple of EPs, and acoustic EP as well. And with this new album, we decided to take a different approach, including Plastic Heart. So we wrote all the songs with our guitar players. It was during a drought of sorts. We just decided that, okay, nothing's happening. So what about we get together and we start just writing songs and demoing them straight away. So pretty much working from the studio while writing songs. And the way it worked for us with this song is that we came out with the idea, and then we just started playing around with it. And this version now that you hear, it might be like version 4.5 or something. So we wrote the song, co-wrote it together, and just recorded it. And listened to it for a while, and within two weeks we had the song ready, pretty much ready to go. After which, then a year later, we took it to the rehearsal space to do some rearranging, and after that, we took it one step further to our producer, Per Aldeheim, and we had a pre-production where we did another demo, and then we did the final recording. So this album in itself, for the most part, is written by me, Jani, and Mikko, which is why the melodies are very strong on this one, because we decided that for this album and these songs, melody is going to be number one. So as I said in the beginning, melody and rhythmics, so they have to dance with each other, and then everything else we surround those melodies with to make the melodies as strong as possible. And that's where the magic is. I'm just getting excited as I'm talking about this because I love songwriting.
I love that.
The whole key is to, when you have a melody or a song where you have a melody, then you have to find the right words to fit the theme. And then you have to find the right vowels to fit your voice in a way that if you succeed, you can write a song that's catchy, that has meaning, that has soul, but you don't have to even speak the language to actually sing along and actually feel the song, if you know what I mean. So you could be on the other side of the world singing along without having any understanding what I'm singing about, but still knowing what it's about. And that was the main idea with the whole album as well, and with this song as well. And for me personally, it was also to get some frustrations out of people being on their high horses.
And there are many that do.
Oh, there are, but the higher you are, the longer the landing will be. Let's say, not the landing.
Yeah, and actually, just speaking on the songs themselves, the first song of yours that I heard, it was actually my partner. He said, "Oh my gosh, yes, listen to this one." And it was Dangerous. Very beginning pulls you in, and you just have to listen. And I love its upbeatness. I love its melody. I love everything. Your vocals are killer. And then the second song that I listened to after that was Bullshit. That there is differences, but they're also very similar as well. And I'm keen to understand it further a bit more. You know, you mentioned there that there are more, like a few of yous writing together. And then opposed to as well the earlier tunes, you know, was it just one writing or was it everybody writing? And how does that all go about? How has it changed and grown, you know, over the years? Because there is an impressive back catalogue there of songs. And all of them, like, you get excited. They're all fun to listen to. And I'm just curious, like, how has that progressed over the years? Has it changed much, or have you just, you know it's working, so you're sticking with it? But I'm sure you're growing as artists too as well. Yeah, so just a wee bit more on that. It would be awesome.
Well, for sure. And first of all, thank you. I love the song Dangerous as well, and Bullshit. And so the way it works, it's always been the same. Pretty much. The difference now is that as we are working with the core songwriters, we're spending less time at the rehearsal space, which, to be honest, for me, it used to be quite a bummer because it could take like 4 months for us to write one song, because even though we lived in the modern age, we didn't do any demos. So we pretty much had our iPhone 4s, and then we just recorded a live recording from the rehearsal space with all the levels being just messed up, and you couldn't hear the vocals at all. So it was very, very hard for me to do what we do now. So just, I have an idea. Some of the songs that we've written for the new album started just by, I heard the idea that Jani or Mikko came up with. And I just asked Jani to okay, let's stop everything. Let me just record the melody that I hear, and then we'll take it from there. And once I had some sort of melody, I started thinking about, there were some keywords here and there within my melody, and then I started writing around that, coming up with the rhythmics, coming up with the words, coming up with a theme, because everything starts with the melody, as I said. So the first feeling that I have, I put it on the melody, and then I start transcribing it into words as well. So from the rehearsal space with nothing but an iPhone to now doing demos with our guitar players, that's the main difference, because the main songwriters have always been the same. And now it's just, Dave Asprey, I'm pretty deep into biohacking, because my voice is my body, my tempo is my voice. So Dave Asprey has a book called Smarter, Not Harder. So we're finally doing that this way. And it's changed everything, because we get to take our ideas out faster and faster, which by itself it makes everything more inspiring, more motivating, because we might have a song within one session that we can then listen to and then rewrite a bit and then do it more and more and more and more. So a long answer, but short answer being, from the rehearsal space with shitty equipment to working smarter now and getting faster results. Because, of course, without all these countless and countless of hours that we've spent at the rehearsal space back in the days, we wouldn't be the band we are now. And I'm very, very happy with this. I wouldn't be the singer that I'm now because of our shitty PA systems. I had to create my own vocal style, which is very close to some of the ways some legendary bands and singers had to create their vocal techniques as well, because I had to find a way to get over the noisescape of the guitar so that I could hear myself, and also doing that in a way that many people said I shouldn't do. And that's why I can go very high, but I can also go very low, because I've done this for 15 years, made lots of mistakes, and now I'm also a vocal coach, teaching that forward to my students so that they don't have to do the same mistakes that I did. And it's very, very cool.
That is really cool. And like, I don't know if it's just me, but I was hearing hints of Michael Jackson. Am I right?
Oh, Michael Jackson is my number one. Just yesterday, I took out my collection of my Michael Jackson stuff to my new apartment. I was showing them to my girl, like, here's this special edition, here's this special edition, and this has to come here, and this has to go here, and here's the LP by the Jacksons from this tour, and this. Yeah,
Love
Michael
that.
Jackson is my number one. And you were actually asking about inspiration. So Michael Jackson is my number one. He will always remain number one. When it comes to rock singers, though, Steve Lee from Got Hard. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2011. So it's the biggest rock band from Switzerland. You should check it out if you haven't. They're still active with a new cool singer as well. And then
Nice.
for me, Sebastian Bach was a huge deal for me as well. He was always amazing on the albums. I really liked the first 3 albums. And then also, of course, how awesome it was to have Erik Grönwall with Skid Row for a while after we toured with Heat. It was just incredible because Erik is one of my favorite singers of all time. Yeah. And back in the day, we got to do a tour with them. So that was just freaking fantastic. But yeah, Michael Jackson, Sebastian Bach, Steve Lee. Okay, the list goes on. David Coverdale, etc., etc. But if we were talking about then thinking about the other guys in the band as well, like Anna, he's definitely his greatest inspiration. Lots of legendary drummers, but I'd say Red Hot Chili Peppers is maybe his number one groove machine. And then also a legendary Finnish band called Kingston Wall. Those two are, I think, his top 2. And just in general for the band, of course, there's Def Leppard for Jani. There's Dire Straits for us as well from Mickey's side. There's lots of this. And Joel likes lots of metal. So he listens to lots of metal. I'm more into, well, as my friends have lovingly called me, I am a whore for melodies. So I need my melodies, which is why I go with Michael Jackson, because we got the rhythmics, we got the melodies there. So that's a soup of different bands that then creates our sound and our style, because we've never been afraid to just write songs for ourselves. And we're very lucky that and grateful for the fact that we're coming to the UK on tour soon. We get to travel the world because we listened to our hearts and our souls and just wrote the songs that we like.
Yeah, and like I think that's really important as well, to not be afraid to like mix and play with various sounds and genres and put them into one to create this unique sound that you have for yourselves. Because when you put on a Shiraz Lane song, you're like, you know, it's you guys. It's so cool. And like that leads me to, I'm always fascinated by the origins of a band, like how they came to be. It's like the universe finds these like really cool, talented people, puts them together, and then boom, out comes this creation. So what I'd love to know is from you the origins of Shiraz Lane and also the name as well. So just a wee story behind the whole thing.
Of course. Well, first of all, everything started with Anna, because me and Anna, we've been best friends ever since we were 7 years old. So for those who are new, Anna is our drummer and I'm the singer. So I just remember thinking that it was super cool back in the day that he'd been playing these drums. He started with Metallica. He loved Metallica. And the Scorpions. There we go. 2 more bands. And at one point he had a band, and he asked me to come, and it was at this youth house kind of sort of thing after school where people go. And I just remember going there, and I thought he was the coolest in the world. Of course, in a very Finnish style, they looked exactly like Hanoi Rocks, and they played punk style music. But I remember being very impressed by Anna, and also telling him that I think you're cool, but I think your singer's not that good. And this was 4 years before I even sang in the mic, but I told him this from a loving perspective. Then the way Shiraz Lane started, it started by me in school being asked to play in a band. They asked me, can I play instruments? I said, I don't know, show me. I'm pretty sure I can. And that was true. So my first song that I ever played was on bass, and it was Walk by Pantera. So we played Pantera, we played Motorhead, and then they got bored by playing these kind of songs with their singer. So then they asked me, can I sing? And my escape from my life at that point was to go out into the woods with an MP3 player with 5 or 6 songs, because those were the days. And it had to be very dark because I wanted to sing along, because that was the way I could, escape the sense the feelings that I had then. And that's what I did. So then so I knew that, okay, maybe I can sing, but I said, I don't know. And then they just gave me a mic. I started playing 18 on Life by Skid Row, and then I sang it there. Of course, sang it like a teenager. So it was kind of like this. But, I still did it, and they were impressed. And then I sang in school. I told Anna. And then 2 years later, we had a band. And I remember it because the first time when I sang in front of Anna was I could see he was very impressed, and I was very shy. And not sure what his facial expressions were, but I felt that, okay, this feels good for me, and it makes me feel alive. It makes me feel like this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. And then he, of course, told his friends. And then I remember this one time we went to a party, and then there was a guitar, and Anna wanted me to sing because he was so proud of me. He wanted to be like, hey, this is my singer. And that we played Cinderella's Heartbreak Station. And that's the way it started. We found Mikki in Finland. We have this, I don't know if I think it's still active. In Finnish, it's muusikoiden.net, but it's pretty much like a website for musicians where you can put yourself like wanted a guitar player, wanted this and this. Awesome. So we're looking for a guitar player, and we found Mikki straight away, pretty much. We had one hangout/rehearsal with him, and then he had forgotten that he's supposed to go to the army the next week. So he went there. And so we can really be active for a year. And also we didn't see him without his hat for a year because he was bald shaven. So we didn't see that. And that's the way it started. Jani joined the band. I think it was like 2 weeks before our first official show that we played in a youth get-together place. And Joel joined in 2014, I think. So we've been together with this formation of Shiraz Lane now for 11 years.
Wow.
But that's the whole thing, because these guys they're my family. Of course, a part of growing up is also, for me, family has always been the most important part. So now I make sure that I get to spend as much time with my blood relatives as I can, but also the fact that we worked so hard and spent so much time at the rehearsal space back in the day has made us a well-oiled machine. So we don't have to spend time at the rehearsal space so much before shows or tours, because we know what we're doing. And that then by itself opens up time for other activities that gives depth and perspective to life. So, like I said, vocal coaching for me, drum coaching for Anna. I also worked at kindergartens because I love children. Children are the future. So I want to be there to give them the energies that some of the kids maybe don't get at home. So be their big brother there.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's very important. It's the future. And also, the questions that I get for looking the way I do, with my hair and my jewelry that I have, they always start with the same questions, and a couple of weeks later, they're defending me against the other kids that are asking the same questions. And that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to be. And then if there's a guitar, I play guitar and sing for them. And that's a certain way for the kids to sit down and just be silent for a while, because music is the universal language. And you don't actually even need an instrument. If I just start singing, they get silent, and I can see in their eyes that they're taking it in a different way that they possibly can do elsewhere.
That's so cool. And
oh yeah, by Shiraz. Sorry.
Yes,
sorry.
yes, that's right.
Shiraz Lane. Yes, the name of the band. So I almost forgot. This is what I always do. I ramble on because I love it.
I will tell you that.
Shiraz Lane. It started by so our first rehearsal space, which actually got robbed. I think it was 2 days before our first show. We had to borrow gear to play our show, but it started there. So we were underage, and Mikki was the only one who could buy alcohol, and I think it was like a summer festivity. I don't remember which one it was, but it was me, Miki, and Anna. We were hanging out at our rehearsal space, which was actually an abandoned building that had been turned into rehearsal rooms. So it was very old, and pretty much I don't think people should have been inside because the air was pretty bad. But nevertheless, we were there, and we were writing different names on the walls, thinking about a name that represents us. Mind you, at this point, we had no idea what represents us because we're just kids. But we came out with Shiraz Lane as we were drinking Shiraz red wine. And I could personally just see it because I think one of the main reasons also why I write about mental health issues is because I'm so grateful that I'm here. I'm so grateful for the life that I've been given and for the life that I've had with all its ups and all its downs, because that's why I'm here right now. And I want to write about those things so that people know that there's someone else like you out there that feel the same. And these kind of songs, I've got several letters and messages about these songs, how much they've helped. And this is exactly why I wrote them, because I wanted to be an open book. So thinking about Shiraz Lane, for me, I think it's okay once in a while to enjoy some red wine because it's all about the journey. The destination remains the same for all of us, no matter which religion you believe in. I personally believe in reincarnation, as the song Reincarnation that we have as well. I think that we're all connected, just like the trees are connected to each other, just like the mushrooms are connected to each other. We are one giant piece of energy. Humanity, everything around us, we're the same, we're connected. So the destination is the same for all of us. We're here now in our meat vessels, then we're going to change into something else. I do believe that the spirit remains and goes somewhere else. Where it goes, I'll get to witness that one day, I'm sure. And so, like I said, enjoy some red wine while you can, because it's all about the journey, not the destination. That's Shiraz Lane.
That's so cool. I love that. It's very peace man as well. Very hippie. I love it. And there's an old bit of an old hippie in me too. So I kind of that's really, really cool.
I've been like this ever since I was a child. And that's, like I said, that's why I work with kids now, because ever since I was a kid myself, I always felt like an older brother. Thankfully, I have an older brother and a smaller brother as well. I'm the one in between, the black sheep of the family, which is good. But also, I'm so grateful and thankful for my family, because they know that this is why I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to do. My mission is to, in my small way, further love and peace into the world through my music.
Which is amazing. And actually, you're speaking of kids there. My son, he's 19 now. He's started a band. And I would love, from your perspective, because of the level of success that you've had, just for the younger kids starting out in their bands, I know nowadays this modern era of music, it can be quite overwhelming and daunting for new ones starting out, especially with, the social media, the streaming, everything that's in it. And I would just love, from your perspective, how you could help advise these kids to help keep them motivated and not let the overwhelm get to them, to get to your level.
That's a great question, because I've been very overwhelmed with social media myself. Actually, I broke my phone while moving 3 days ago, and I don't have Instagram right now. And it's made everything more peaceful. Not that I'm very active there either, but as it's very addicting, you look at one music related thing, then you're suddenly in a rabbit hole of vocal techniques. And then 2 hours later, you're just wasting your time pretty much, because all the information, you're not even taking it in, you're just watching it. And to be honest, we Shiraz Lane as a band, we've been very poor with social media, connecting with our fans and creating the kind of content that we would like to do, because we've been very much into writing the songs and the music. It's kind of like you need to find more people to do those things. As we're 5 in the band, we think about the music. But nevertheless, I think about your question. So if we skip the social media by itself, because that's an unfortunate part nowadays. You have to pretty much live there to be visible to the your followers because of the way it works. So if you're active, then you will in fact have your fans see those posts that you make, or if you use money, then you make sure that they see them as well. But if you start writing music to be famous, then you're already doing it wrong. If you start writing music to make money, then you're already doing it wrong. You just start by just following your heart and following your soul. So you write music for yourself, because the followers and the listeners, they will find you. And of course, it's very good to also be quite, how should I put this? It's very important for you to be realize that some songs, you're the only one that's ever going to hear them. So you might as well just try out different things and just rewrite. And then you're going to have to kill your darlings sometimes, because sometimes the song just doesn't work out. It just doesn't become what you want it to become. And that's why you write another song, because that might be the one that you feel more. Yeah. Just stay true to yourself. And okay, I said this about social media. I said it like a very bad thing. It's not. And this is something that I realized, because it's just a matter of how you use it. For me personally, I got very stressed about having to share my morning coffee or everything else that I do there, which is why I decided to not use it at all. But you can also use it to promote you having fun. Personally, me, as I moved into this new place now, I'm finally able to sing at home, because this is built in the 1960s. So we have proper walls, so no one can hear me, so I can actually practice. But it's also, I can now start doing a cappella videos. I can start doing Shiraz Lane things to create content that I actually want to share. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. I was very stressed about having to share all these things, because I've been told that people want to know all these things, a vlog thing in a vlog way. But instead of that, you should use social media to actually create the kind of content that you wish to do, because you have fun doing it. Not thinking about, will this get 1 million streams? Yeah. If even my mom sees it, then I'm happy. Start by that. I love that. So just stay true to yourself. And sometimes people will come to you and state that they're professionals, and they try to change your sound, change the way you look. And some do it from a place of good, or from a place of goodwill. Some just do it because they want to change whatever it is that they don't like about you. But you're unique the way you are. Your band, you as an artist, you're unique. Don't try to be anyone else, but do use all your favorite bands and see how they write their songs, see how they write those lyrics and melodies, and play around with it. Just have fun doing it. It's all about actually having fun, because the way people think music is and the way touring is, we spend most of our time just waiting, which is why so many musicians become drug addicts, or they have issues with alcohol, because for the most time it can get quite boring. But being bored is actually what I think we were taught as kids. It's good to be bored, because if you're bored, then you actually come up with something to do. Instead of taking out your phone and going on TikTok, you can actually spend the time thinking about something, and you might actually start writing a song. You might start drumming on the tables. You might start singing. You might write a song about how bored you are, and it might become something good.
That's really insightful, actually, because that was actually one of my questions as well, because you guys have experience with touring. And again, from the younger band's perspective too, just how do you, have you advice even or tips for them on saving from the boredom, which you've just done, and also saving money, because I know it can be expensive, just
it's so expensive.
Yeah. So if you have any tips even from that perspective for them as well.
Sure. I mean, okay, saving money wise, the world is changing all the time, and we were lucky enough to tour quite a bit before COVID hit. And after COVID hit, everything pretty much doubled or tripled. So the expenses for the same van now it's 3 times more, which of course makes touring quite impossible for medium-sized bands like ours, because you have to get to a threshold to actually afford certain things. So money-wise, where you can save your money is because of the technology that we have nowadays. So don't do what we did, do what we do now. So learn how to use your hardware so you can do your own demos, learn how to produce your songs. Take your art as far as you can with your own hands. And if possible, own your own masters, own everything that you do, because there's not much money going around except for like merch and stuff like that. But you still have to pay for the merch. You have to print it so you can sell it. So learn your instrument, learn your craft, and do your demos by yourself. Write those songs, produce them as good as you can. And then maybe use a producer like we do to have that final push where you can debate some things to create the vision that you want. And then when it comes to touring in general, low power mode.
Oh no.
Continue. Let's go. Here we go.
Oh.
You hear me?
Yeah, got you.
Yeah. So when it comes to touring and stuff like that, you have to understand that, like I said, your body's your temple, and you can be sick, you can be hungover if you play the instruments, but if you're really serious about your voice and your vocals and you want to be the best, as I want to be, then you have to take care of your voice. For instance, 2 weeks back, I was in the studio recording the final vocals for the last 7 songs for the album, and I had a solo adventure there, which was awesome because I could do everything the way I wanted to. So the first thing I did when I woke up, before even speaking, I did a vocal warm up to check out my voice. I did intermittent fasting, so I fasted for 20 to 37 hours, and then I had one meal, and then I had a meal that I know personally fits my stomach and my voice the best. So I gave myself nutrition, but I also gave my stomach the time to rest while I was actually working on the vocals, which is why the vocals I did now are even better than what I did for the first singles that were released from the album, because I could do it myself. And I'm not saying that everyone should intermittent fast. Well, actually, I'm saying that, but if you do that, you should do some research and figure out what's the best way to do it for yourself. I've been doing it for years, on and off. Now I've been doing it constantly and just helping my body feel better and supporting my immunity. Because when you're touring, you're bound to get sick. If one person becomes sick, then everyone's going to get sick. And for you as a singer, you have to make sure that, okay, you're sick, but you have to make sure that you're sick for 2 days tops. Because if you're sick for too much and for too long, and then you have shows, your voice is only going to get worse. And the way, as it's so expensive nowadays, you have to, for instance, for us now, we go on tour to the UK, we play a show every single night because of the expenses. We have to do it. There's no room for breathing. So that's what I'm going to do there as well. Take care of my immunity, hopefully try to eat healthy. That's going to be a struggle because of different kind of diet that people in the UK have compared to what I have here in Finland. But I'm going to try my best, and I know I have all the keys to make it work. But it's so when it comes to health, every single individual is an individual. So whichever diet you follow, do it because you want to do it, not because someone else tells you to do it. It's the same principles as what music, as I said earlier. It's the same in life, because who the hell is anyone to say how anyone is supposed to live? You should do lots of research by yourself. You should experiment, because the biggest and the coolest experiment that you have in life is yourself. Try to figure out how to nail that. Try to figure out how can you be the best version of yourself. If you wake up every single morning, and if you're 1% better than the day before, you're going to be a superhuman. And that's pretty much my mantra that I try to live by. And I try to live by. I say I try because I do make mistakes, but mistakes are very valuable because as you make mistakes, that's how you learn.
Amen. That is so true. And that's like so valuable. Everything that you said there. My son, he is the singer. So
cool.
it's going to be really cool for him to hear and see as well. And the intermittent fasting thing, that's fascinating too. I've actually been experimenting with it. And I do find it really good. And actually, I think my son is looking into it as well. So that's really cool to actually hear somebody else say that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to move on here. We're going to come to the last few wee questions here. And I like to do a random question.
Oh, random questions. Awesome.
Yes. So this one's just basically, right, I'm old school. I love to have a CD of a band. I like the physical music in my hands, the vinyl, the CD. I'm more CD, I suppose, because I like to just take it out and look at the lyrics. And, there's just nothing like that. The downloadable stuff, it's just not the same.
Not the same, no.
Then I've also said that, like zombie apocalypse could happen and internet will be down. All those people who don't have their CDs have no music. You have your Walkman, you'll have your batteries, and you'll have that CD, and you'll have something. So my question is, if the zombie apocalypse does happen, what is the one album that you will rescue to play in your Walkman to go slay zombies with? What would be that one anthem album that you would choose?
It would definitely be Michael Jackson's History, because on that we've got some greatest hits, and then we also got some other great songs. So that's a great. That's definitely the one, because they haven't made a Michael Jackson greatest hits with all of his songs yet. So I can't say that. Yeah, well, if they did, I'd have it. But I think if they'd make one CD that was like this thick with just everything he ever did, that'd be awesome. Yeah, cool. Michael Jackson History, because it's the greatest hits, but it's also got the new songs.
Yeah. No, that's a great choice, actually.
Yeah.
And just finally now, what is next for Shiraz Lane? I know you have this upcoming tour in the UK, and I believe it's around, is it the 16th that starts?
Yeah, the 16th. Yeah.
Something like that? Okay.
Yeah, 19th, yeah.
19th, right. So you have that tour, and then what's after that? Is there more songs coming, I hope?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the plan is, we concentrate on the tour. And after our tour, we're going to come back to Finland. We have some shows during the summer as well. We're going to be releasing at least one more single before the album comes out this fall. And we'll just take it from there. After which, I think what we're trying to do is then look into next year, because then we've released our album. I personally think it's smarter to then tour more after the album is out instead of doing it now. So now we're doing the UK tour, then some shows in Finland. We have a small tour regarding the album here in Finland later this year as well. And then we'll see what next year brings. Because what I've learned in this industry is that before you're on a stage, don't believe anything. Because we've got so many things that we were supposed to do, but for some reason we can't do it. I'll tell you one. We were supposed to open up for Def Leppard in Mexico before COVID. Didn't happen. Bums me out, but at the same time, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. But also, even though we're releasing the album, I told Mikko and Jani that we should, as soon as possible, get back to the studio as well. I've got lots of song ideas. Mikki's got song ideas. Jani's got song ideas. Because preparing for this album, I think we had 25 song ideas, from which we had maybe 17 demos, and then only 10 songs on the album. So for the next album, I'd like to have 30 demos, and then we can try to figure out which songs we can then fit on the album. But then again, who knows? Maybe we're not going to release an album next. Maybe we're going to continue our Vibrations EP series, because we did release Vibrations Part 1, a few years back. So maybe we can do that after this album. At least I know I'd like to do that. So we'll see what we're going to do.
That's cool. There's lots to come.
Lots to come. And before that, I mean, like I said, I'm going to start doing my a cappella videos. I've been thinking about the format. So it's all about having fun. And it's for me, because me as a singer, I like my voice. I've learned to love my voice. And also I love growing my voice. So I'm going to do some covers. I'm going to be singing some opera. I'm going to be singing some Adele. I'm going to be singing lots of different styles.
Cool.
But also for the a cappella things, I'm going to be taking apart all our songs. Well, maybe not all our songs, but many of our songs with the lead vocal and then the harmonies, because I love my harmonies and I create huge packages, as you heard on Dangerous. And I'm just going to pinpoint them out a cappella because there's lots of things there that are happening in the background that people maybe don't even hear. So that's going to be something fun I'm going to be doing.
I'll definitely be excited to see that.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun.
But thank you so much for hanging out.
Thank you very much.
And such a cool interview and so much insightfulness and helpfulness too for other wee bands out there. So thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.